Alright guys, Bossmo again. Do another review of a movie that a lot of people hate. A lot of people say it's the worst in the series. Really watch Halloween 3. My opinion, it's not the best movie, but I do like the movie, and that is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Came out in 95, made for $5 million, directed by Joe Chappelle, who directed Phantoms. He's done a lot of TV work. It stars Paul Rudd. Now, this is his first movie. He also did Clueless the same year. And of course, now he's this big comedy star, and he's in every fucking comedy movie that comes out today. And once again, you get Donald Pleasence as family list. Now, I do prefer the theatrical version of the producer's cut. I do have the producer's cut. As you can see, my fucking dog got a hold of it. But this movie makes a little more sense in story wise, but for some reason I just think this movie is fucking dumb and ridiculous, and I just could not get into it at all. So I'm gonna mainly stick to the theatrical cut. Anyway, this movie takes place like 5 or 6 years after Halloween 5, and it starts off with Jamie Lloyd's character. She's grown up now, and she's in labor. She's being pushed down the hallway by this group of like nurses and doctors. And she ends up having the kid, and the Man in Black is there in Halloween 5, and he ends up taking the baby and doing like this ritual to it. And anyway, this nurse lady gets the baby and gets Jimmy Lloyd and helps him break out of this underground facility where they've been held. And in the meantime, Michael's let loose and chases Jimmy Lloyd, and Jimmy Lloyd ends up going to this bus depot and calling this like radio hotline thing and saying that she's help, she's help. And in the meantime, Tommy Doyle, the little boy from the first movie, is all grown up now, and he has listened to me because he's like obsessed with Michael, and it's close to Halloween. And he knows he's not dead. And Dr. Loomis is listening to the radio as well. And anyway, Jimmy Lloyd ends up uh, escaping the bus depot, and Michael ends up running her off the road. And he ends up killing her and goes to get the baby, and the baby's gone. And anyway, the next day, Tommy Doyle goes to the bus depot and kind of retraces her steps and ends up finding the baby. And so he gets the baby and gets back to Haddonfield. And in the meantime, there's this relative with a stroke and who lived in Michael Myers' house. And uh, they have a daughter and a son, and their daughter also has a son, and he lives in his room is Michael's room. He's seen these apparitions of the Man in Black saying "kill for him," and he's freaking out. And meantime, Dr. Wynn, also returning character from part one, wants Donald Pleasance to come back to Smith's Grove, and he won't do it because he's retired. And so anyway, Paul Rudd's character goes to Dr. Loomis and says this is Jamie's baby, and it's Michael's final sacrifice or whatever. So they're gonna meet later on in the movie at this Halloween bash. And in the meantime, Loomis goes to the Myers house saying that Michael's out and needs to get out of there, warning him. And Michael comes back to Haddonfield and ends up killing the mom of the family, and ends up dispatching of some kids and shit, and a radio host. And pretty big climactic ending scene with Paul Rudd's character and Donald Pleasance and Smith's Grove Sanitarium. They figure out that Dr. Wynn is the leader of this cult that's pretty much protecting Michael, and they want to make the baby like his final sacrifice. And anyway, Michael pretty much dispatches a lot of people and chases Paul Rudd's character and the lead chick, and that's pretty much the story in a nutshell. This movie doesn't really make sense, the theatrical version. Uh, I know I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, who the fuck's baby's that? Well, come find out, the producer's cut is, I guess it's Michael's baby. Now that's kind of fucked up and like fucking niece, but, whatever. And there's also this like thorn fucking thing going on with Michael. It's like the curse of thorn, and that to me it doesn't really all make sense. I try not to pay attention to that crap in this movie. Uh, I know that Donald Pleasance died right after the filming of this movie, so that's why they had to change a lot of the things. They totally reshot the ending of this film because if they would have kept it like it was, they'd have to have Sam Neill character in there. And I know that when they test the producer's cut with the test screening, that just got shot down and people just fucking hated it, and so they had to do something, and then it just came out with this. And I'm not saying this is a good movie, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I like this fucking movie. The number one reason is Michael is pissed off in this fucking movie. Played by George Wilbur again. He played him in part four, and this is my favorite portrayal of Michael in the series right here. Fucking huge, menacing. think the mask looks pretty decent in this. I like it because he fills out the fucking jumpsuit that Michael wears in this movie. You can just see him like bulge, fucking huge. You can just see the anger and the hatred portrayed by Wilbur. And I think he does a fantastic job. Michael's scary again. He's not a joke like he was in part five. That movie fucking sucked ass. I think Joe Chappelle actually did a pretty decent job. I know they tried to go back to the more basic, dark, creepy atmosphere of the first movie, and I can kind of tell he kind of borrowed some tricks from Carpenter. So I think he did all right. The acting in here, some of the actors are on and off. Paul Rudd's good. Donald Pleasance, as always. You can't do wrong with him. And he's not really in this one as much as he is the other movies, but he's good for what he had to do. Makeup effects were handled by John Carl Buechler. Once again, he did some of them for Part 4. Uh, I really, this is probably the most violent Halloween movie in the series. I really enjoy the whole head twisting around and watching the bones and shit pop out of the neck, and the whole head exploding from the electrical shock there in the basement. That was fucking badass. Like I said, this movie, don't pay attention to the story too much, guys. I mean, some people watch movies for stories, but this, I mean, it doesn't make sense. And I ain't gonna lie, the story does kind of suck. But I just like the simple fact of Michael's pissed off. Like the tone, the atmosphere of this movie. I like the camera angles. This is my favorite soundtrack to a Halloween movies in here. I mean, you get that kick-ass guitar work with the Floyd Rose tremolo. You get the badass drumming in here. It's fucking really good job with the music. I like I said, I think the directing is up to really good compared to Halloween 5. I think the directing's better than Halloween 4 on here. It's definitely better than fucking Resurrection. That's for damn sure. I mean, I got a fucking rant on that movie. You guys check that out if you haven't. But I mean, Halloween 6, love it or hate it. I mean, I think I like it just with the simple fact it was one of the first ones that I saw as a kid, like consistently, and it used to scare the shit out of me. I mean, I was like 10 when this came out, so yeah. I mean, I like it, guys. Stab me in the fucking face, but I think it's a pretty decent entry in the series. Now, I do like this more than the producer's cut. I know some people like the producer's cut more, but I don't like the whole fact that Michael's kind of like a puppet in that movie, and in this one, they try to treat him like that, but he doesn't want to follow that way because he's evil and the Curse of Thorn and shit. I just think this is a pretty well shot movie, and excluding the story, um, yeah, 4 to 5 fuck yous for me. I mean, I have a tendency to watch this one more than 4 or 5, H2O, any of the other ones. I mean, I love 1 and 2, and this is probably my third favorite, guys. Hate to fucking say it. I mean, like I said, stab me in the fucking face. But check out my other reviews and videos, and stay fucking brutal.